everybody. Hey, we made it to Friday morning, about to wrap this week up. I am once again approaching the Maverick North Little Rock yard. You know, I picked up this load yesterday afternoon in Fort Smith. Load of steel bar going to International Crankshaft in Georgetown, Kentucky for an 8:30 a.m. Monday appointment. I'll have to leave out Sunday morning sometime, not real early. You know, I can get to Georgetown, you know, it's about 9.5 hours of drive time from here to there. I could get there, but they don't allow overnight parking. They used to have like a dead-end street there nearby that I would park at, but the last time I was there a couple months back, they looked like they were doing some construction back in there, so I don't want to plan on parking down there because I'm not sure we're still able to. Anyway, we're approaching the Maverick main yard, and I think I mentioned yesterday, you know, I discovered when I was doing that load swap with Derek over in West Memphis the other day that I shorted myself 8 coil pads. So I didn't have enough coil pads to handle that load yesterday. I had to get some from the Fort Smith folks. So I'm gonna whip in over here by the supply barn and grab me a few more of those, and I want to get some 1-foot blocks, kind of stock this trailer a little better, maybe a couple of square timbers, and I may even change out some old padded edge protectors. So we got a truck just entered the truck wash there. I'm not going to mess with that right now because I know the guys will wash it for me probably tomorrow. Thank you guys once again. All right, I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, well, the good fellas there in the supply barn let me swap out some padded edge protectors. Got a few more coil pads. Picked up 3 of the thick 1-foot timbers, you know, for making a trip chain, and I got a couple of square 8-foot timbers because I just like to have a couple of extras of those for those times when I've used all my timbers under the product but still want to build a bulkhead. Okay, so let's just take a little tour around here. You know, when I got this trailer yesterday, Derek told me the ABS light was on, and it was for a little while, and then I replaced one of the rubber washers that go inside the glad hands, and it's been good since then. So I don't know if it's still got issues or if I actually solved the problem. Anyway, it's good. Okay, straight ahead now you'll see the training building. I like to show it off because it's a nice facility, and if you come here to drive for Maverick, you'll spend some time in there getting trained. And my favorite parking spot is available. How about that? let me get parked here and I'll do a weekly recap. Okay guys, before I get into my weekly recap, let me show you this load. I just realized I don't even think I did that yesterday. I think I filmed it getting loaded, but not afterwards. But it's your typical Fort Smith bar load. You know, it's 4 bundles of 20-foot bar, I believe. So it's got you know, a belly wrap in the front and the back, and 4 chains over with over center binders. You know, 1 tarp covered it. So there she is. And I will say the tarps I got, at least the 4-foot drop tarps I got changing this out, are in pretty decent shape. Needs to fit a little better, but okay, so that's what we got going to Georgetown for Monday. Let's get in here and do a little recap. Okay guys, let's recap last week. Last week's miles were 2379, 2,379. Now let's go back and take a look at the payroll. The gross pay for that week was $1,697.72. $1,697.72. So decent week, not greatest, but you know, trying to get back into a rhythm after the holidays. And you know, I wanted to mention yesterday when I was at the Fort Smith yard, I ran into 2 or 3 drivers, had little conversations with them as we were securing our loads or whatnot. And one of them was a younger driver who had been on his own for about a year, and was saying that, you know, he wants to stick with Maverick. He's been happy with Maverick, happy with the money, happy with getting home on the weekends, and he wants to stick with Maverick, you know. And he went through the Maverick Driving Academy, so he's got to stick with Maverick for a certain amount of time to pay off the schooling. And then he said he hopes to maybe get his own truck at some point, and maybe get a gig that's more local, because he said he recently got married and has maybe a 2 or 3 year old at home. So yeah, he needs to, you know, being out on the road all the time with little children at home is not the best idea. It can work for some people depending on your situation, but he's probably on the right track, thinking he needs to get home more. So, you know, there's local gigs out there. May not pay as well, but that's probably what he needs to do. And then I ran into a student that had just come out of securement training, and had just gotten hooked up with a trainer like that day, yesterday, and was there like meeting up with the trainer for the first time, and about to get out on the road on the trainer truck. So you know, of course he was a little bit apprehensive and nervous about that, as everybody, all of us were. So hope that goes well. Just stick it out, man. In 3 weeks you'll be done with that. So and then I ran into an experienced Maverick driver. I think he said he had been with Maverick for 17 years, and I asked him where his load was going, and he said, well, I'm just taking it to North Little Rock and I'm going to drop it, and you know, they'll assign it to somebody else because he's going to go through trainer school. My understanding is, you know, if you want to become a driver trainer, you know, on a trainer truck, you know, there's a little course they put you through here that maybe lasts a couple days or something like that, 2 or 3 days. Now, he said he had been a trainer a couple of times before. So he had been a trainer quit being a trainer for a while, and then became a trainer again, and then quit doing it. You know, 2 or 3 years ago, they made some changes to the trainer pay program. I think that kind of some of the trainers that have been doing it didn't accept that so well, and maybe got out of training. But he's fixing to get back into it, so he's got to come through the class again. And so he was talking about that, and but he said that you know, he'll have to change fleet managers is one thing, you know, because they have certain fleet managers that manage just trainer trucks, you know, and trainers with students. So he'll be switching fleet managers. So all that's pretty interesting, you know, talking to guys when I can. And he said, you know, they show it's on the app. In fact, let me look at this real quick. I hadn't looked at this in several months, but let's see if I can find it real quick. Because, you know, they track seniority and show, you know, what number of seniority you are. And this guy was, you know, like 65 or something like that. You know, he was on up the list because he's been with the company a long time. Let's see if I can find where I am on the list. If it doesn't take too long. I'm 531. And, you know, I'm kind of guessing, because it doesn't show the total number of drivers, but I'm guessing, you know, that it's 11 or 1200. So, you know, in 2.8 years of being solo, I'm number 531. So, hey, moving up the list. All right, guys, that's enough talking. I'm gonna get home. You know, it's about almost 8 a.m. so I'll be able to get home, you know, pretty early on a Friday morning, and then I'm planning to leave out Sunday morning with this load. I wish I'd have planned this out a little better, because my wife is off work Monday for Martin Luther King Day. If I'd have been thinking about this better, I would have requested to be off since she's off, but it's too late for that now. I do have a request in for a couple weeks out when she has a birthday. Not that I'm taking any days off really, but I want to make sure I get home on Friday and then not have to leave until Monday, because we're going to do something for her birthday. So that's already been set up and approved through the fleet manager, so that's all good. Okay, folks, that's a wrap for this week. See you Sunday, start a new week.